Doug Jones, and our topic this morning is making great fiction writers. And you really can't start a talk like this without getting some brief examples in front of us that I can make reference to throughout. So let me start with a few examples, some famous, some not so famous, just opening paragraphs of short stories, really. Some of you will recognize this one. All weekend, the two girls were calling each other Temple 1 and Temple 2, shaking with laughter and getting so red and hot that they were positively ugly, particularly Joanne, who had spots on her face anyway. They came in the brown convent uniforms they had to wear at Mount St. Scholastica, but as soon as they opened their suitcases, they took off the uniforms and put on red skirts and loud blouses. They put on lipstick and their Sunday shoes and walked around in high heels all over the house, always passing the long mirror in the hall slowly to get a look at their legs. None of their ways was lost on the child. If only one of them had come, that one would have played with her, but since there were two of them, she was out of it and watched them suspiciously from a distance. That's the opening paragraph from Flannery O'Connor's A Temple of the Holy Ghost, and the story proceeds in some bizarre ways. Here is a disciple of Flannery O'Connor, secular writer, Joyce Carol Oates. First paragraph in her famous story, Where Are You Going? Where Have You Been? Her name was Connie. She was 15 and she had a quick, nervous, giggling habit of craning her neck to glance into mirrors or checking other people's faces to make sure her own was all right. Her mother, who noticed everything and knew everything, and who hadn't much reason any longer to look at her own face, always scolded Connie about it. "Stop gawking at yourself. Who are you? You think you're so pretty?" she would say. Connie would raise her eyebrows at these familiar complaints and look right through her mother into a shadowy vision of herself as she was right at that moment. She knew she was pretty, and that was everything. Her mother had been pretty once too, if you could believe those old snapshots in the album, but now her looks were gone, and that was why she was always after Connie. This paragraph is from Walter Kern, a contemporary author, My Hard Bargain. The whole way down to Phoenix in the car, my job was to tranquilize the dog. I hated the feeling. First, I had to pack the pill in a crumbly, wet lump of dog food the way you'd hide a stone in a snowball. To get the pill in tight so it wouldn't fall out or show, I'd squeeze the lump in my fist for a second, and sticky, warm food juice would seep out between my knuckles. Then I had to climb over the seat and get my knees around Polly's neck, all without dropping the food. I had to grab her bottom jaw and push back the gums and tongue to work the lump in. She didn't like this a bit, and I had to be ready in case she snapped. I had to clamp my hands around her mouth and stay like that while she scratched the vinyl and tried her hardest to keep her throat shut. I'd feel her starting to gag and spit up, so I'd sing little songs in her ear to make her calm. And every time I had to do these things, my brother Joey cried up front, and Mom, whom I was supposed to call Judy because I'd turned 14 that year, stroked his hair and drifted toward the shoulder of the road. That's why she let us eat junk food. And the last one is from Sandra Cisneros, and it's a short story, award-winning, My Friend Lucy Who Smells Like Corn. And it begins this way. Lucy Anguiano, Texas girl who smells like corn, like Frito Bandito chips, like tortillas, something like that warm smell of nixtamal or bread, the way her head smells when she's leaning close to you over a paper cutout doll, or on the porch when we are squatting over marbles, trading this pretty crystal that leaves a blue star on your hand for that giant cat eye with a grasshopper green spiral in the center, like the juice of bugs on the windshield when you drive to the border, like the yellow blood of butterflies. Have you ever eaten dog food? I have. After crunching like ice, she opens her bit mouth to prove it, only a pink tongue rolling around in there like a blind worm, and Janie looking in because she said, "Show me." But me, I like that, Lucy. Corn smell, hair, and aqua flip-flops, just like mine that we bought at the Kmart for only 79 cents, same time. All right. So I wanted to get 4 opening paragraphs from some famous short stories before you, most of them contemporary authors. And I want to get to the questions that are on my outline, but I had to start and add some things that are off outline first of all. And one is, I want to talk about a passion for fiction, and part of this is throughout the talk, but one of the great things that we're finding ourselves doing, those of us that are intrigued with the arts and so forth, is trying to sell the importance of fiction within Christian education and especially classical education. We find that there's a natural draw that we have for fiction, and you'll find many parts of the conference pushing toward this. But it's in terms of